and welcome back to the Curious Kid podcast. Over the years, we've talked a lot about our amazing dog, Chloe. She's a boxer pit bull mix, and she is just the sweetest thing ever. She's a year older than Olivia, so when Olivia was really small, she used to play with Chloe, sometimes not so delicately. And Chloe was so sweet back to her. If you remember when we got curious about dogs, back in episode 129, we learned that dogs are very, very closely related to wolves. In fact, if you think about it, wolves are dogs. Gray wolves and dogs share 99.9% of their DNA, so they're almost the same. That being said, I'm not so sure that a wolf would have been as nice to Olivia as our precious Chloe was. Do you want to know more about wolves and the similarities and differences between wolves and dogs? Well, we have a bunch of listeners that definitely want to know more.
Quadruple mailbag!
Quadruple mailbag! Hi, Olivia, Noah, and Jacob. My son Aviv and I listen to your podcast every night at bedtime. Aviv's favorite episode is Scorpions, and my favorite is The Big Bang. Thank you for being such a good podcast for people like us who love learning. Can you please get curious about wolves? Our family is a huge wolf fan, and we loved our visit to the Wolf Conservation Center in New York. You should go. Bye, and keep up the good work, Jen and Aviv, age 8. Hi, Olivia, Jacob, and Noah. My name is Olivia, and I am turning 9 years old in a few days. I live in Gatineau, Canada, and absolutely love your podcasts and the variety of things you get curious about. I listen to you almost every morning when my mom drives me to school, and I've told all my friends, and even my teacher, about the Curious Kid podcast. I also have 2 younger sisters, Alice and Amelia, who also like listening to your episodes, especially when we go on long road trips. My favorite episode was the one on ninjas. Alice and I would both love for you to get curious about Pokemon, wolves, black holes, and gods. Please, keep up the great work. Your fan, Olivia. Dear Olivia, how are you? My name is Joe and I'm 7 years old, and I'm from Missoula, Montana. My mom and sister and I just discovered your podcast this summer, and we really love listening to you and learning new things. I would like to suggest a podcast about wolves. They are really cool, and I was wondering if you could have a wolf as a pet. I hope you have a great summer. Your friend from Montana, Joe. Hello, my name is Caralie, and I am curious about Canadian animals, such as wolves. Thanks for the great podcast.
Those were some awesome emails we received over the years. One of my favorite parts of the emails we receive is when our listeners tell us which episodes of the podcast are their favorites. It reminds me of some of the super fun episodes we recorded in the past. We can't wait to get curious about wolves this week for Aviv, Olivia, Alice, Amelia, Joe, and Caralie. I'm howling with excitement.
It's going to be so exciting to learn about wolves. Even though they are so similar to dogs, I know that there must be some major differences. So let's get the learning started with the question of the week.
According to recent estimates, there are about 13,200 wolves in the United States. There are 4 countries that have a higher wolf population than the United States. The question of the week is, which country has more wolves than any other, with a total of about 50,000 wolves?
All right, Olivia, wolves are one of the coolest, but also one of the most misunderstood animals on the planet.
Misunderstood? What? Do people think wolves are just fluffy dogs that got lost in the woods?
Kind of. Some people think wolves are dangerous villains because of the way they are portrayed in stories like Little Red Riding Hood. But in real life, wolves are way more interesting and a lot less evil.
So get ready, because we're going to howl our way through some wild wolf facts, talk about wolf packs, wolf pups, and even find out if wolves really do howl at the moon.
First things first, what exactly is a wolf?
A wild dog that skipped obedience school.
Haha, not far off. Wolves are mammals and belong to the canine family, just like dogs, coyotes, and foxes. But wolves are the largest wild members of the dog family.
So, like big cousins of our dog, Chloe?
Exactly. Many wolves are gray wolves, even though their fur can be gray, black, white, or even reddish.
Rainbow wolves would be really cool. Wolves don't just wander around alone. They live in packs, which are like wolf families.
A wolf pack is usually made up of a mom and dad wolf, their pups, and sometimes older siblings. They work together to hunt, protect each other, and raise the pups.
The leaders of the pack are often called the alpha male and alpha female, but scientists now just call them the breeding pair.
Either way, they're the boss wolves, and the whole pack helps take care for their young.
Wolves are carnivores, which means they mostly eat meat. They hunt animals like deer, elk, moose, and sometimes even rabbits or beavers.
And when the pack takes down big prey like an elk, everyone gets to eat. They even take turns and let the pups eat first sometimes.
Wolves are expert communicators. They don't just bark like dogs, they howl, growl, whimper, and even use body language.
For example, a raised tail can show confidence or dominance, while a tucked tail means submission.
Alright, how about howling at the moon? Why do wolves howl at the moon?
Funny thing, they don't.
What? But every cartoon ever!
It's a myth. Wolves howl to talk to each other, not because of the moon. They use howling to call their pack, warn other wolves to stay away, or even coordinate a hunt.
So, moon howling is pretty much fake news, but it looks cool in movies. Am I right?
Let's talk about something that's real, as in really cute. Let's talk wolf pups.
They are off the charts cute. Pups are born blind and deaf, and they depend on the pack completely at first.
But they grow fast, and the whole pack helps feed and protect them.
Wolves are incredibly intelligent animals. They are great at problem solving, teamwork, and adapting to their environment.
They can track their prey over long distances and even use strategies to trap animals.
Even though many people think wolves just live in the woods, they can be found in many other places, including forests, tundras, deserts, and even mountains.
Wolves are very adaptable, and they can be found all around North America, Europe, and Asia.
How closely are wolves related to dogs?
They are pretty closely related. In fact, dogs are actually descended from ancient wolves. Dogs have been domesticated over thousands of years, but they share a lot of similarities with wolves.
Both animals have 4 legs, paws with claws, sharp teeth, and a great sense of smell and hearing. They can smell things that humans can't even imagine. Dogs and wolves use body language and sounds to communicate. Both love being in groups. Wolves live in packs, and dogs love their families, even if their pack is made up of humans.
There are also some significant differences. Like we mentioned before, wolves are wild animals, while dogs are domesticated. That means that dogs have been trained over thousands of years to live with people. Wolves wouldn't make great pets.
Wolves hunt for food in the wild, while dogs usually eat from a bowl at home.
Wolves are more cautious and shy around humans. Dogs, depending on their training, are usually friendly and playful.
Some dogs look like wolves, like huskies, but many have different shapes, sizes, and colors, from tiny chihuahuas to big, fluffy sheepdogs.
Wolves don't bark much, and they prefer howling instead. Dogs love to bark at doorbells, squirrels, the mailman, or almost anything.
Dogs usually live longer than wolves. Most dogs live between 10 and 15 years, while wild wolves often live around 6 to 8 years.
Wolves raise their pups in the wild, and the whole pack helps. Dog moms usually get help from their human families.
An interesting fact is that a wolf and dog can still have puppies together because they are so closely related. But that doesn't mean you should try it. Wolves are wild and need lots of space and care.
Many estimates have the worldwide wolf population at around 200,000 to 250,000. That sounds like a lot, but it's really not. To compare, there are about 900 million dogs worldwide. That means that for every wolf that exists in the world, there are at least 4,500 dogs.
One of the biggest reasons that the wolf population is so low is because of the threat from humans. People feared wolves and thought they were a threat to livestock, so many wolves were hunted or poisoned. Because of this, their numbers dropped a lot.
The good news is that conservation efforts are helping. Wolves have made comebacks in places like Yellowstone National Park.
When wolves were brought back to Yellowstone in the 1990s, something amazing happened. They balanced the ecosystem. By hunting elk, they allowed plants to grow, which helped birds, beavers, and even fish.
It's good to see that steps are being taken to make sure that wolves are protected. In just a moment, we are going to find out which country is home to the most wolves of any country worldwide. But first, we have a few more amazing facts to share.
Here comes a lone wolf, and he has some awesome wolf facts. Here, with 5 unbelievable facts you need to know about wolves, is Wolfgang. Just kidding, it's Noah. Fact number 1. Wolves can be super fast, up to 38 miles per hour. That's faster than the speed limit for cars on the street next to my house. Fact number 2. Wolf jaws are super strong. A wolf's bite can even crush bones, with about 1,500 pounds of pressure per square inch. Fact number 3. Wolves have amazing hearing, and they can hear other wolves howling up to 10 miles away in the wild. That's impressive. Sometimes I don't hear my dad when he asks me to do something and he's only standing 5 feet away from me. Fact number 4. Wolves can survive in freezing cold weather. That's because wolves have double-layered fur that keeps them warm in temperatures as low as 40 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit, which is also 40 degrees below 0 Celsius. Fact number 5. Wolves are excellent swimmers, and they are able to swim up to 8 miles or 13 kilometers if they need to.
Wolves are so impressive. It was neat to learn a whole lot more about them. Like we mentioned a moment ago, wolf populations have dropped a lot. But thankfully, there are legal protections in many countries that are allowing wolf populations to stabilize or even increase in those places. The question of the week is, which country has the highest wolf population of any country on Earth?
The country with the highest wolf population is Canada, which has about 50,000 wolves. Russia, Kazakhstan, and Mongolia also have higher wolf populations than the United States. Of all the countries that have a wolf population of 1,000 wolves or more, the population is trending down in one country, but is trending up in 6 countries, and that's great news.
Well, that's a wrap for this week's episode.
Thanks so much for listening to this week's podcast number 317 on wolves.
Great job, Olivia, and great job, Aviv, Olivia, Alice, Amelia, Joe, and Caralie for a howling good episode topic suggestion. Join us next week when we will get curious about pasta for listeners in Connecticut. As always, thank you so much for listening and getting curious with us.